Hello everyone. I'd like to thank everybody that came out to class on the first day. I know that that this time of year is a little hectic, and I'm sorry that we weren't able to go through some stuff, but the class is officially up and running, and I do want to take a few minutes to show you some of the resources that are available. I am doing this on my iPad, and so if you're using a computer, it may be a little bit different, but I do want to show you basically what we got. The first thing is when you log into Canvas, you're going to be taken to the Canvas dashboard, and you should see all of your classes listed out under courses. To get into your course, you're going to go ahead and click on it. So I'm going to click on CCDM114N D48. Now, if you are on a computer, it will show you the home page, but I am doing this on my iPad, so if you are using a tablet, make sure that you go to the Pages link over here on the left. This will then go ahead and upload the front page. Alright, from here, all of the information, this video and everything that I'm going to be posting, it's going to be under general information, but I am going to be changing that to Module 0. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come into Module A and just show you what we have here. Each one of the modules will have this overview page. And on the overview page, what you're going to see is the topics that are going to be covered in the module. So for instance, Module A, we're going to talk about classifying number systems. We're going to talk about graphing, comparing, and absolute value. We're going to be looking at greatest common factor and least common multiple as they apply to fractions. Fractions, we will be talking about simplifying, multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting. And then we will start with a little bit more of the review material, but we are going to add in the signed numbers. Lastly, we are going to talk about exponents and order of operations. From this page, you can do a couple things. You have access to a few things. The first thing that you're going to see is the Module A Assignment Deadlines page. If you come here, you will see all of the assignments that you need to complete for Module A and when they should be turned in. Now please note, this is when they should be turned in so that you are on schedule. But remember that you may submit all assignments up until the day of the test. So for instance here, notice at the bottom it says all assignments must be submitted by August 30th. On here we do have our homework assignments and we have our paper assignments. Those are the two types of assignments that we are going to be doing. To get into the homework assignments, we're going to go to the CCDM114N My Math Lab links, but I'm going to show that to you in the next video as that is going to be part of the My Math Lab introduction. Alright, other things that we have here. The next thing we have is the Module A YouTube links. I recommend printing out this page if possible, and I'll show you another way that you can print this page. But on this page, the one thing I want you to pay attention to is the left column. You have the section number or the video presentation. You also have a little bit about what is covered in that presentation. And then the next two columns will tell you where you can access this information in the textbook. The section number and the page numbers. Finally, you do have the links to the YouTube videos. Alright, that is the YouTube links page that you will find. And then the last one that we're going to go to is the supplementary documents page. So there are going to be several different types of documents that you have here. The first one you have is the Module A overview page. This is the version that I recommend printing out. On the first page of this document, you have the topics that are going to be covered, and you also have page numbers over on the right. Now these page numbers correspond to the note templates, not the textbook. The second page that you're going to have, and this one is a little bit easier to read, is going to be the Module A presentations, the topics, and the section numbers, the page numbers, and the link to the video. And I do recommend printing this out just because you may want it for this class, but also you may want it when you get to your next math class. Your next math class will be a review of a lot of the same topics, but at a much faster pace. From there, we have the note templates. I recommend printing these out, or at least having the electronic version available in class. And the one that I'm going to look at is, I'm going to go down to 8.3, 8.4, just so that I can show you kind of what we're doing here. The first thing that we have is all of these note templates are going to have procedures, vocabulary, key terms, and then the problems worked out. These problems correspond to the videos, and depending on what we're doing in class, I will either do the same problems or I might do different problems just so that you have a variety, because these are ones that you will see in the videos, and you can always go to the videos and watch them in order to fill this in. Alright, so we have our procedures, we have our examples, we have some vocabulary, and then we have try the following problems on your own. These are probably going to be the ones that I do in class, just so that you can see some of the examples. All right, so same thing for 8.3. Again, we have try it on your own. 8.4 is going to be the same thing. But the last thing I do want to point out is at the end of the note templates, you are going to see this thing called exercises. These are the paper assignments, and this is the first way that you can access this. So if you are printing the note templates, you can go ahead and print, or you will already have the assignment that we're going to be doing in class or on paper. All right, so we have our note templates for 8.1, 8.2, 8.3 through 4, 8.5. The next thing we have is a test review. All the modules will have a test review, and this is something that you can use to help you get ready for the test. And so these are just extra practice problems that you can complete. The last thing, and this may be something you want to print at the beginning, is you have the answer keys. And so in the answer key, remember in the note templates there were those try it on your own problems. So if you are not in class, you can still go back and work on these problems and check if you have the correct answers. The other thing that I do want to point out is I am giving you the answers for the take-home exercises. But note, if your work, if your paper that you are turning in, if your work does not support your answer, you will not get credit. So those answers are here as well. And finally, there are the answers for the test review. Depending on how busy we are or how much time we have available, I will try to schedule a little bit of time to work on the test review together. The test review is not a required assignment, but it is a good practice, and I also recommend starting on the test review early. Don't wait until we have finished all of Module A, but I recommend working on it a little bit each day as we learn new material. That way you can kind of keep practicing the material that we've already covered and keep it fresh in your mind. All right, so those are going to be the 3 things that you're going to find in the module link. The next thing that I do want to show you is how to access the announcements. So if we go back to the page, if you look here, it says read the latest announcement. I will have a link here that you can go quickly to it. The other way that you can access it is if you are on a computer, you should see at the top something that says announcements. This is where they are going to be posted. These are announcements from last semester, and they will be deleted before I post the class. But in the announcements, I'm going to post what did we do today, what are we going to be doing next time, and I do try to give you at least a week's notice of when the tests will be. Other things that I want to point out is assignments. If you do not print the note templates, that's perfectly fine. You can also access the assignments in here. And basically, what this is going to do is, if you click on it, it is just going to be the assignment that was at the end of the note templates. It is not going to include all the notes, but it's just going to be a 1 or 2 page document that you can print or have available on your device so that you can see it. Please note that you are required to do the problems on a separate sheet of paper, and note that it does say you need to show all of your work to receive full credit. The other thing that I do want to mention as we work on these assignments is make sure that you pay attention to anything highlighted in yellow. If you notice this assignment, there are a lot of problems here. I'm not even going to add it up, but there are a lot of problems here, and you are not required to do all of them. Make sure that you understand the stuff that is highlighted in yellow. For instance, problem 1, it says you need to complete 3 problems. You need to do A or B, C or D, and E or F. Other things that you might see, which is problem number 2, it says complete 3 problems, 1 per row, which means that you need to complete either A, B, or C, then complete D, E, or F, and finally complete G, H, or I. Another thing that you might see is for problem number 4. It says complete 1 row of problems. That means you either need to do A, B, C, and D, or E, F, G, and H. This is set up so that you complete problems that are of various difficulty levels. And I want to make sure that you not only do easy problems, but you also do medium and hard problems. For this, if you ever have any questions about what is required to receive full credit, you are encouraged to either ask me in class or send me an email so that I can go ahead and let you know. You can also text or call me. All right, so that is what you're going to find under assignments. I believe that is all that I want to go through here. And so I will be going ahead and talking about my lab and mastering, or my math lab, in the next presentation.